It is working. I'm pulling up the Vinney Chopra notes as we speak. Where are they? Here we go. Oh, Vinny,
All
you booked your
right.
hotel for the summit. Awesome. Congratulations,
I
man.
did, brother. Yes, yes. All excited. It's going to be a wonderful summit. Beautiful summit. Much different than the previous years. There'll be a lot more content, lot more speakers, lots of action-oriented things, and a lot of relationship building. That's the key. To be
It
able
is
to.
more about customer service this year. It really is. It's
Yes.
relationship building, customer
Hmm.
service, actual wealth building, actual
Yes.
doing of things. More work will be
Yep.
accomplished. It's not just it's not like a pen and paper. This is
Yeah.
literally bring your cell phone, connect with the
Yes.
professionals, get the information you need, and actually lock and load. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Alchemist Nation. Nope. To the Abundance Thursdays
Abundance
podcast with
Thursday.
myself, Gualter Amarelo, and the great Vinny Smile Chopra. Vinny is in California. He's at the golf course today. You're at your home away from home, your other office.
Other office.
So, Vinny, today's principle is the law of hyperfocus. So I want to talk about your North Star and the importance of it. I also want to talk about what the North Star is for investors who may not have their North Star yet. So maybe today on this show, we could actually help investors get their North Star before we do any of that.
You
Why
know,
is it important to know where you're going?
oh my gosh, this is September the 11th today, September 11th, my gosh. And the year will be out before we know it. The key thing for every entrepreneur, every professional who has made good W-2 income or regular income and increase in dividends and things like that, or they've sold a property or two, what are the gains? So please talk to your CPA, your tax advisor, to advise you now. Now is the time that you can make a difference. You cannot make a difference December 31st. It will be all gone. 2025 will be set in stone, and you will have to pay taxes next year. So this is the right compass or north is to really get acquainted where your total increases are in your portfolio and then try to reduce the taxes.
And if you're not concerned about reducing taxes, you're not making enough money.
Yeah, yeah,
Plain and
yeah, yeah.
simple. Plain and simple. So
Exactly,
how
exactly.
did you come to I know your North Star. Your North Star is your
Yes.
family, it's your relationship with God. It is
Yeah,
so you look
yeah,
at your spirit, you look at your relationships, and you look at your physical body. And
yes.
if you're not one with your family and go make improving that, you're just not a happy man. You're not happy. How did you come to that North Star? Did you come out of the womb, out of your mom, and you're hanging out with your dad, and you were 1 year old, and you knew where you needed to go in life? Did you know when you came to this country with $7 in
Not
your
at
pocket
all.
that
Not
you
at all.
this was what your North Star was going to be, and it was going to help you so
Not at
much?
all, brother. Not at all. Not at all. It's all in the learning. It's all about being inquisitive and asking questions and learning the tricks of the trade to build a dream. I think it takes a lot of patience, a lot of perseverance, a lot of hard work, everything, because your goals set you in a direction. But a lot of goals are wrong goals, right goals. You have to change them. You have to put affirmations. You have to achieve what you want to, what you conceive in your mind is what you achieve. I believe in all those law of attraction, law of manifestation. So it's not overnight where one gets to a next place. North Star is the right thing. Stephen Covey talked about it. North Star, you got to have your schedule is one time where you are doing appointments, calendar, everything. Everybody wants your time. The other thing is the North Star where you need to stress all your activities going in that direction, which we're going to talk about today. What's the one thing today and tomorrow and this week that we all need to accomplish? So, North Star and doing the one thing or one more thing. Ed Milet came up with another book, One More Thing. And Gary Keller came up with book. So the key thing I would like to say is that who I am today is a culmination of lots of things, lots of things. It's not one thing. It's many, many things that form the habits, how you think, what you believe, how excited you are, and what's the direction and the vision.
So for anybody who's just jumping in, Vinny at his peak had $1 billion under management. So he was managing $1 billion worth of real estate. He had gone out and acquired that himself with partners. With at his
Yes.
peak, I think it was over 185 staff members who
Yeah.
you're on calls with
Mm.
them every week. So Vinny, you're like a lot of operators who have spent a lot of time developing and building, and they've gotten to a certain point, and I think a lot of them are under pressure right now because I'm seeing it in the calls that I'm on where they're under pressure, feeling like something isn't right. Something's not right in the market. They're now 65, they're now 75. Many of these great operators are at
Mm.
your age, but they're not as fulfilled in what they're doing. I know you, Vinny, will keep doing this to your grave because this is literally for you what you were meant to do. It's not your first career. This is your
Yeah.
reinventing of yourself many, many times over. And now you're in alignment
Yes.
with doing what you enjoy doing. But there's a lot of people who are in their 70s and their kids don't want their business, and now they're up for sale. They're selling their businesses. They're selling their assets. You guys, I was talking to you earlier and telling you that a lot of people I'm talking to are selling
Totally.
smaller buildings,
Totally.
single families,
That's
duplexes,
so true.
quads, and
Yes.
that North Star of family is starting to become prevalent to people in their 70s, in their 60s. So for somebody who may just be discovering their North Star, like maybe they focused on their business for so long and that was their North Star. Maybe that may be okay, but maybe now they're putting their family as their North Star like you are. How does a person almost forgive themselves for being in the wrong direction for so long? Telling themselves, by the
Oh,
way, but they were telling themselves the whole time, I do it for my family, I do it for my kids, I do it for my wife, I do it.
yeah. Yeah.
How does a person
It's a,
forgive themselves so they can make that change? If
oh,
it's selling
it's,
assets, if it's stepping back from operations, what does that look like?
it's a very convoluted, very complex situation. Every family, every entrepreneur who has built the net worth or who's built the real estate in commercial or stocks or wherever they have put money in to pass it down to their families, it's the time to really take a look where you are. I mean, that's everybody's different, to be truthful. Uh, you know, uh, uh, Gualter, the key thing is to not be passive, but to be active to see how can you transfer wealth. Is it by selling the business? Is it by relocating the capital? Is it trying to meet with the tax, and the estate planners? All those things. I'm not that. We are not CPAs or attorneys at all. But the things which are very important right now with baby boomers and seniors is how can they transfer wealth seamlessly or their businesses seamlessly. If their children don't want, then what's the right thing to do? How can they pull out the money, invest it in non-active activity businesses where they can still make the cash flow and the equity gains and all that?
Yeah, it's funny for everybody who's just jumping in. This is Abundance Thursdays, and Vinny is an accomplished investor. He lives on the West Coast. I live in Cleveland, but Vinny did live in Cleveland at one point. He's invested in Cleveland
Yeah.
in the past, and so we have a lot in common in the sense that we really enjoy helping people. He was attracted to the mission to build 100 millionaires. He said, "Let's build 1 million millionaires," and now he's got me inspired to keep going and doing this at a higher level. So for somebody who's just jumping in, and we're looking at this law of hyper focus as a tool if you have some time on your plate and you really want to accomplish something big and something important in your life. You do have to say no to a lot of things. So there's
Yes.
there's a bunch of notes that you gave me that you sent over
Yeah.
earlier. Do less, achieve more. Right, saying no to things. Uh, an example of that I can think of is today I had a very influential friend of mine give me a call with an opportunity, but it's in the tech sector. And at first I said, "Oh, great opportunity. My ego,
Yeah.
this would be fun. This would be cool. It's a friend of mine. I love this kid, very, very intelligent, very successful." But
Good.
the other side of me said, "I'm not in tech today. I am in real estate. I'm in acquisitions mode." And I didn't say no on the phone. I said, "Let's do another call." What did I just do, Vinny?
No.
I just
You
added another 30 minutes on a potential topic that
no,
maybe
no.
doesn't make sense for me.
It doesn't make sense. And you're wasting his time and your time because I've been very abrupt nowadays. When people call me and they give me deals and this and that, we would love to get you co-partner with us and all that. And I'm very polite, very polite. I've been doing it for the last 6 months now. Hey, you know what? This is not my cup of tea. To be very truthful, I'm focused in this, and this, and that's it. Even in commercial, there are so many different sectors people want me to get involved, but that's not the right thing for everybody. See, you got to say no to have time to say yeses. I always say that. And it's the
It's
hardest thing. It's the hardest thing to say no. But politely, you can. You can because your North Star will guide you. Because if you spend half an hour with this gentleman, and he might be even putting it on your calendar as a warm lead or a hot lead to get you involved, but you are taking away somebody else's place over there. By
yeah.
saying no right now, he will reach out to somebody else who will say yes.
Wow. I did the wrong thing, not for just for me, but also for him. So
Yeah.
eliminate the noise, distractions, steal your
Yes.
dreams. How do we, because I know how to
Oh my
eliminate noise,
gosh.
I can cut things out if I know
Oh,
they are a distraction. Vinny, I don't know. Sometimes my son calls me in the middle of the night and I'm like last night it was 3 o'clock in the morning. I wanted to sleep. That was a good idea,
yeah.
but he needed some help. So I went over and I took care of him.
That's
Then I was there for an
important.
hour.
That's not noise. That's not
That's not
noise.
noise.
No, it's not. That's duty. That's father. That's everything. That's the best thing can ever happen. And I'll get up every time of the night or day and stop my appointment or anything to do that because that's important. If the family's not first, then why are we working so hard? Why are we, working so that we could grow businesses and this and that and all that? It's not worth it. Not worth it.
So
The,
that's loud and it takes time. I was on
yes.
a call with a financial advisor for an entire hour, and at the end of the call, this is not the first time it's happened. I realized that they don't want to invest in real estate. They don't
Oh,
want to send their clients to invest in real estate. They don't understand the value of it. And we wasted an hour. But Vinny, they're absolutely convinced that we must talk. They're absolutely convinced that they can somehow help me or help my audience, or that I need to work with them. And at the end of the call, every single time, Vinod Chopra, I have said to myself, why did I say yes? I knew this was going to be the same exact type of conversation. How do you?
cut through the chase. Cut through the chase. You know what? If I were you, I'll just talk to them again for 20 minutes. Hey, I've allotted 20 minutes for our conversation. Can you think of three top clients, or you have been very, very upfront with them and they like real estate? See, the thing is, the trust comes and the opinions come when they are able to direct their efforts to get you introduced or in a Zoom meeting or with NDA, non disclosure agreement, you sign so that you can really take it to the next level rather
Yeah,
than just finding ways to consume your time. See, the
yeah,
thing is, what you have, what I have to offer, it's pretty unique and different and nice. But if they cannot get the feeling of it, they're not excited, motivated, clean them out, clean them
yeah.
out of the calendar. I've done that. I've done that. People were just wasting my time. And I said that. And I told you also today, remember before the meeting, so many small offices take up so much of my time. It's not worth it. It's
Family
not worth it.
offices. So for everybody just logging in, Vinny's talking about family offices being an absolute waste of time for us and the way we operate. We just haven't had success with them. We've had much more success in
They
other
want the
other
lion
avenues.
share. They want so much time, so many green flags. They want everything. I mean, they don't care what great deal you have. They want the lion share and they want the highest returns and everything. And they'll be at your door every uh, end of the month. And oh my gosh, it's just mind blowing, literally. So nothing to say that I know there are a lot of people who are doing great and kudos to them, but also it's very difficult to deal with.
I think that a large family office that is run specifically the way they run is good. Do you do, but for operators like us who really care about the property, care about our investors, really want to make sure that this
Yes,
thing works
yes,
out, the family office just wants too much in many situations. There are smaller, fractional
yeah,
family offices that do significantly better, that understand the terms and everything. But and
yes, yes,
also, because here's the thing. if it's not fun doing a deal together, I don't want to do the deal. I just
No.
we
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I mean, you don't want to have sleepless nights and every
yeah,
time they're at your throat and all those things. That's just ridiculous. And the thing is, decision making process is so long,
so slow,
so
so long,
slow
so
and so
slow.
long.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. So it's mind
it
blowing,
feels
I
like
think.
going to the bank for the first position loan, right? You go to the family
Yeah,
office and it feels
that's right.
just like going to the bank
Yeah,
for the first position loan. And it's like, come on,
exactly.
I already got
Exactly.
that money. I already got the complex
Yeah,
money. We're looking for investors who want
yeah,
equity, who want to go do a deal. Yeah.
yeah.
I actually heard Grant Cardone do this once. He said there was a person who had wrote a $5,000 check. The next day, his auditor was at his office.
Oh,
The
wow.
guy's
Wow.
auditor from the company was at his office. He said, "You know what?" He wrote the check and he said, "Here, take it back.
Take
Bring
it
this
back.
back to your boss." And he's like, "What do you?" He got the call. He said, Why'd you give me the check back? What's that
Yeah.
about?" And he said, "Dude, we're not gonna have you auditing, taking my guy's time away. Like my guys are
Mm.
working. We're not gonna go and do all. You get the report I give you, and that's it." And he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
Yeah.
well, I want to invest with you." It's like, you don't want to invest with me as bad as I want to keep investing.
Yeah. Totally, totally, totally.
So
And see, the thing is, as CEOs of our businesses, we got to see where we spend our time and how we are able to deliver. See, delivering results takes time, effort, systems, everything. And that's the key. You have to really concentrate. That's what we are talking about today. What's the most important thing today? Time and all this noise, we need to cut it out and then focus. There are a lot of other points too. Should we go over those too?
I'm
Yeah,
looking at
yeah.
them right now. I'm literally reading this over and over, and I need you to help me understand it. So the next one is energy before efficiency. And you put when your mind is sharp and your energy is high, your focus
Yes.
multiplies.
Yes, yes, yes. First part of the day, we are after our miracle morning and everything. I like to really align myself with the hardest chores, or not chores, but things I want to do, and do the thinking and write out and reach out to the investors and clients and lenders and brokers, attorneys like that. It's so important that we do that first thing, not to keep it at the end of the day. 3 o'clock, I'll get to it 3 o'clock. The sooner you take care of the most important things, the better we feel.
I last night I made a promise. I was holding my son. I was telling the story. I was holding my son. It was like 4:30 in the morning. And all I could think about was I have a bunch of investors. I have 125 texts that I've not responded back to for about a
Mm.
week since before I went to Boston. And I said, tomorrow when I'm on the treadmill, I've just got to respond to those guys. That's going to be my treadmill time before because I keep the end of the day comes and I don't want to text people at 7 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, because that sets a bad precedence of, hey, text me back at 9 o'clock at
Yeah,
night or 10 o'clock and
right.
I'm never calming down and I'm never relaxed or spending time with the family really truly. So
Yes.
doing it before, like when your mind is sharp, doing that early in the day,
And
hyper
copy
focusing on
paste
the
and
one
copy
thing,
paste and copy
that
paste.
is something
Brother,
I am.
I would love to say that a little hack I do on my yellow pad on the iPhone. I write some of the answers, then copy paste them, copy paste them with little bit changes, addressing their name, and most of the message will be the same. If they are asking the similar things, we got to build a system so that you could reply to them and then ask them some question in between at the end. Hey, does this sound good to you? Please text me back if you're into. See, the thing is, you got to take out of this 125 investors who are really, really want to invest with you and who don't want to. They're just taking away your time and they will need a lot more time, which you will have in 3 months or 4 months. You know, the thing is, you got to really, really, really see where you can help them, where you cannot, because we cannot help
It's a
everybody.
lot
See?
it's a lot of new investors, right? And the new investors,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
just take a lot of time. And I want to spend that time. I know you want to spend that time, but
Yes. Yes.
when you're buying as much as we're buying, it doesn't make sense to be
Well,
one on one
or
with
having
newbies.
like a
Yeah.
video, I would
Yeah.
suggest, which you already have, I'm sure, a small video that you upload into Google Drive and
Yeah.
then you just put the link, hey, I'm so glad you are excited to invest with me. I put together this little video because the same questions keep coming. My team asked me to just put this video together. Please go through it and then ask me some pointed questions so that I and my team can answer and take you to the next level.
I am going to do that. I have a link, namesondeeds.com, that
Yeah,
teaches the
yeah,
basics of multifamily real estate. I'm gonna go check that video and just set that funnel
yeah,
back up. Gives away the
totally,
book. That's a good
totally,
strategy.
brother,
All right, let me dive
totally.
in. Okay. All right, that's enough about me, Vinny. Thank you for solving my problems.
No, no, no.
So,
I'm not. I'm as good as all of us are. I mean, there's nothing much or more that I know. The key thing is by concentrating with the most important things in life, we come up with solutions. We really do. We really do. And don't think that what we are doing is the best thing ever, ever, ever. Never. It's never. We can improve. We could, design systems. We could take care of the, ways how we react with our different funnels and all those things are very, very important. Yeah.
in this, I would say for anybody who's listening, if you're wondering like who we're talking to and why we're speaking this way, what we're talking about, this is for the person who's earning 500,000, $1 million a year and is
Yeah.
getting beat up in taxes. They want the better quality of life. They want more time back. They want freedom. And
Yes.
Vinny and I were in those spaces. Vinny passed that a very long time ago. I've been in that space for the last 3 or 4 years. And one of the things that I found is this hyper focus is a secret to our success. I know that for 3 months at a time, Vinny can go on a singular project. I watched him do it in cap raises. I watched him do it in projects. He'll go and I watch him write 4 books, right? Since I've known Vinny, I watched him write 3 books. So he's the revision of the one book and then two new books. So I've seen him hyper focus in these capacities. Uh, we already kind of talked about say no to say yes, but I'll read the note that you put here. Every yes to something trivial is a no to your bigger purpose. Learn to
Yes.
protect your time with courage. That's kind of we've been going into that. And you talked about polite decline, and then you have your notes. There's a share I want to give there before we jump into the next one, which is measure what matters. Alex Hermozy's wife, Leela Hermozy, like 4 years ago,
Yes.
put out a video and she said, I'm in a season of no. And then more recently, I saw her say this again in a different interview. She's like, I'm in a season of no. I'm only saying yes to this particular thing. And I'm saying no to anything that's not this one thing.
Hmm.
And it was really inspirational for me like 3 years
Yeah.
ago. And it's the reason that you and I started the show. I was like, well, anything that's not a building millionaires, building wealth, helping people become financially free is a no. And when you said let's build a
Yeah.
million, I was like, well, that's in alignment with building 100. That's a BHAG. So
Yeah.
yes, like we'll do this show, we'll do this together. This next one, measure what matters.
See, that's so important. So
What gets
important.
measured grows. I say it differently. I say what
Yes.
you track, you
Yeah.
get more of. So
Same, same thing. Same thing. You and I are on the same page. Key thing is what we give our efforts to, results got to show up. If the results are not coming, it means we are not doing the right activities. No ifs or buts about it. See, the thing is, my two investors came in with almost 500,000 in just 2 days. Another one came in with 150. Another one might come in with 500 today. The key thing is, it's the one thing which is the hotel, how good the purchase is, and how it's going to become such a great investment for investors, having the right package, everything, underwriting, assumptions, all that. So what I'm saying is that we got to be passionate to get results. If we don't really measure results, we don't grow. We don't. The companies cannot grow.
Vinny, I have to admit here, and people have seen it on Facebook anyway, but when I bought Jackson, the 80 units, I wanted to be accomplished within 6 months. I want to be at refinance, done out in 6 months. We're
Yeah,
now at 7 months, and I
yeah.
still have 18 vacancies out of 80
Ah,
units. So I'm over the
you
70, I'm
have
like
come. I
77%,
love it, brother. Oh my
but
gosh.
I didn't hit my goal. And I'm asking myself, what can I do better? Where did I go
Yes.
wrong? What can I do better? Like, where can I improve? Like, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? Where can I improve? And as I'm asking myself, I'm like, oh, I know what I did wrong. My SOW wasn't, I didn't have enough guys in the beginning. I didn't
Mhm.
get the electrical. I didn't understand that the electrical permits would take as long as they did because that's we're sitting
Yeah.
on that. And
Hmm.
it's like little things, Vinny, that could have absolutely, if done right, could have landed me in a 6 month time frame. I didn't hit them. It's the project's still fine. It's doing wonderful, but that's a
Guess
if I don't
guess
track
what?
that, it'll happen again in the next project because I wouldn't have learned the
Exactly.
lesson by being holding myself to that standard that I'd set initially.
I love that. What you just shared is so true in everybody's business. The success is never a straight line. It never is. Never is. Stock market is never a straight line. The growth of the company stocks going up and going down, this, that. Same thing I say, the aeroplane doesn't land straight line from New York to Los Angeles. Never does. So we got to really look at where our systems give in a little bit or what happened, what really happened, how can we improve? That's the key. But what you've accomplished in 6 months is remarkable. Remarkable. So it's time to have victory, but at the same token, letting all team members know, hey, you're doing a fabulous job. Let's see how can we get to that next level.
Yeah, it is a learning experience. So for everybody who's just listening, we're talking about measuring what matters so that we can get to the hyper focus, to get to a better accomplishment. We're going to be at the summit on the
Yes.
23rd of October. So we're at less than like we're around 35 days left before the summit,
Yes.
which means by the time you and I meet in person at the Florida hotel in Florida,
Yes.
whoever is listening right now will have to come to Vinny and myself and say, from the point that you told me to hyper focus on a goal, this is what I
Yes.
accomplished. This is what I got done in the last 30 days. I did a 30-day
Yes.
BHAG and I
Yep.
hyper focused on a very specific goal. Vinny and I both want to hear what you've been focusing on these next 30 days. So if you're listening right
Yes.
now and saying, okay, I'm for sure going to be at the summit, for sure I'm going to be there, these guys are going to track me. I'd like for you to very quickly pull out a pen and paper and write it down and say, this is absolutely what I'm going to hyper focus on. And then if you want underneath that, go back and watch this video again and remove anything that could be a distraction to get you from hitting that. Vinny, you're doing trainings at 1 o'clock Eastern, and actually, you're like 1 minute away. Are you doing a training today?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So if somebody wants
Not
to learn
today, not
about,
today, not today. We kind of reduced it down as I'm getting hyper focused, into the purchase and all, and doing the raising money for the senior living and all. The key thing is, the our main thing, which was what's the word? I'm sorry. There's some message coming through. The key thing is that we should be looking at maybe my mastermind on Wednesday is the best time. We skipped it
perfect.
yesterday because several conflicts were there. But next Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific will be the best. Yeah, yeah.
Next Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific. If somebody goes
Yes,
to
sir.
vinnychopra.com, where would they go to find that link?
Okay, you could go to vinneychopra.com and just go ahead and say academy or mastermind, and then my team can give you the Zoom link to
Perfect.
join. Yes,
So when you
yes,
fill it out, there's an automatic text that comes out that is you
yes,
got the team on the back end of that. Perfect. So go to
yes.
vinnychopra.com and then go navigate to the academy, put your information in, and Vinny's team will be in touch with you. Ladies and gentlemen, there's 30 days left to the summit. It's your choice what you're going to accomplish between now and then. I believe that you hyper focus, you can actually accomplish quite a bit. Tony Robbins says that people underestimate what they can do in 10 years, but they overestimate what they can do in 1 year. I think that
Yeah,
people absolutely underestimate what they can do in 30 days, and they
yeah,
overestimate what they can do in a single day. So write down something impressive that if you work on it with a little bit of time, an hour a day, you could absolutely complete it before the summit. This is the homework I'm going to give you. Drop it in the chat. If you're bold enough, drop it in the chat what you believe you can accomplish in the next 30 days before you see us at the summit. And we will hold you accountable to that task. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Vinny, one piece of advice before we
yes.
jump. What is something you would tell somebody who is oh, that's the principle. Consistency beats intensity. I just shared
That's
that.
the thing. Consistency is so important. What we do every day, it's the habits, the small, small systems and habits which lead us to results. And that's the hyper focus we talked about today. Hyper focus is to really intentional activities 80/20 principle, all the things you've been discussing, all these, weeks and months and years, the key thing is to be hyper focused in your most productive activities to get results.
You heard it here. Vinny said hyper focus. You deserve better. Your family deserves better. Cheers to your success. When you have a choice, always work with the best. This is Abundance Thursdays. We do it on Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard. This Saturday, we'll be running the 52 Weeks to Wealth. The link is ibuildmillionaires.com. And if you're looking to get to
Yes.
the next level, that's a good place to start. Cheers to your success. Again, when you have a choice, always work with the best. See you next
See
week.
you next week. See you next week.
Go
Thank
crush
you.
it,
Thank
Vinny.
you, Gualter. Thank you, brother.